Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicki here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. It is Friday, March 8th, and the moon's in Aquarius, shifting into Pisces at 8:05 p.m. this evening. And we have coming up a new moon in Pisces early on the 10th. Yeah, on the 10th. So early Sunday morning here. So we're in the dark of the moon. A time of introspection, time of extracting meaning from our experiences of the last month. What are we looking at? Daffodils! Yes, they are growing, finally. Look at all the things poking up. We'll be seeing flowers soon, guys. And things are greening up a bit. We have a lot of cleaning up to do. It has been raining like the dickens. I thought I saw the ark pass the other day. So we do get a lot of rain from the street here, and it really does wreak havoc on our driveway. But we will clean that up at some point, hopefully soon. We can get a couple of dry days. We might get something done here. All right, what's going on in the sky? Well, first of all, let me address the dog in the room. You're like, where's Duke? I know you guys. I know you're like, oh, I'm going to see Duke. Well, Duke went to stay with his grandparents for a couple of days. He's visiting his grandpa and his grandma, and so we won't see Duke for a little bit. So apologies. I know you guys get attached. I'm attached. I woke up and I'm like, what do you mean I don't get to walk Duke in the morning? Anyway, it's the problem when it's not your dog, right? Okay, so what's happening today? We're in the last phase of the lunation cycle between the sun and the moon. If you haven't caught my video with Ona, moon shadows, new moon in Pisces, it's a pretty good one. You know, when we do it, we go back and forth and we go back and forth. And after I'm done, I'm like, oh, I wonder if that was good. And then I watch it and I'm like, hey, that was good. So it's a good one, I think. It's a little astrology heavy, but some really good, well, it is a new moon report, right? Shouldn't it be astrology heavy? Some really good information. So today the moon shifts into Pisces. We also have, it's a very Pisces kind of day, guys, for a number of reasons. Another reason it's a Pisces kind of day is because Mercury, the planet of the mind, makes a conjunction to Neptune, the ruler of Pisces, in Pisces. So Pisces is the magical mystery tour, quite frankly. It is imaginative. It is powerful. It holds mass consciousness. So this is an opportunity to sort of tap into the consciousness of the divine. The consciousness of the divine. So it is and can be a very introspective time as well. Really utilizing your mind and your imagination to focus on the dream. Focusing on the dream. Now we're going to have this new moon in Pisces on Sunday that's going to help us further focus on the dream. And what kind of world do you want to see? You know, I watched Grandpa Joe last night, and he was he was good. He was good. You know, he was funny. He did mention Gaza. I was happy to see that. I wish he had mentioned it sooner. But, you know, he's the president and he knows the sensitivities that he has to deal with. And at least it was mentioned. And, yeah, it was good. It was good. A good combination of what we've accomplished, what we want to see. And the Republicans were asked to be on their best behavior, but loudmouth couldn't keep her mouth shut. But that's okay. Because all you had to do was look at Mike Johnson to know. And I know everybody has an opinion about Mike Johnson, but there's something about him. I know. Please, just go with me here, guys. There's something about him that I like. And I just, I think there's a sincerity within him that may be misplaced, in my opinion. But hey, that's my opinion, and it's his life. He gets to live it the way he wants. I guess, unfortunately, he's one of the most powerful people in the country. Although, if he was really one of the most powerful people in the country, he would wield power instead of being a stand-in for I don't even want to say his name. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, so that was that. But in a way, it was a good review and a good focus on the future and an understanding that he knows what's going on. He knows what's at stake. I think he always has. He's just, he's just Joe from Scranton. So he's not the most erudite, but he is funny. And I do believe he is sincere. If nothing else, Joe Biden is sincere. So the other thing happening today, not that anybody asked that opinion of me, but I thought I'd mention it. So dream the dream, guys. Dream the dream. Start today. Start every day. Start every day with the dream. Wake up in the morning. Sit at the edge of your bed and visualize that which you want to bring into your life. Peace, harmony, abundance, health, whatever it is. See it in your mind's eye. If you don't see it in your mind's eye, it can't be created. Don't let what MSNBC or Fox News or anybody else tells you what your reality is, right? You know what your reality is. What do you want your potential future to look like? Visualize it. The other thing that's happening today, keep going back and forth, don't I? I should just stand still. Let's see. Is there anything we can look at? We could look at sticks. Okay, let's look at some sticks. Well, we can see that there are buds. There are buds on everything, and that's the promise of life. It's starting to rise up in this garden. I guess we'll look at the tree, because even though it's a beautiful tree. Let's look at the tree, because I do want to talk about one more thing here without getting you guys dizzy. Today we have a semi-square between Mercury and Jupiter. This is part of the cycle of between Mercury and Jupiter. It's a year-long cycle where they come together in a conjunction, and then they separate and they come back together in a conjunction. So we're at the end of this cycle. We're at the last phase of this cycle. Mercury and Jupiter move into their balsamic phase to one another today with this semi-square. Balsamic phases between planets are about extracting meaning. And what are we extracting? Meaning from the last year. Okay, the last year on March 28th of 2023. So almost a year ago, not quite, these two planets conjoined in 19 degrees of Aries. A magic carpet ride, rising above ordinary perceptions. James Burgess, in his book, on his website, on the Sabian symbols, I believe it's jamesburgess.com if you want to check that out. Burgess, James, the way you spell James. Says here, relaxing the mind supports a creative, positive, and visionary way of seeing things. That was the message back in 2023. We are now at the phase of these two planets, right? To extract the meaning from rising above ordinary perceptions. If we are to look at the world through ordinary eyes, we won't see anything that we want to see. It's the extraordinary eye that we need to watch, we need to look through. And that's the value of visualization. These two planets will conjoin again in June 4th to be exact. at 3 degrees of Gemini. So between now and June 4th, we're in that balsamic phase. On April 1st, Mercury will go retrograde. So this is a little bit longer time than they spend together in this phase because of Mercury retrograde in Aries. We will be looking forward, new plans for the future, have to relook at those, have to tweak them, and then we'll move forward once Mercury goes into Aries, and then through Taurus, and then conjoining Jupiter to start a new cycle. Jupiter and Mercury are the planets associated with the mind and the power of the mind. We are powerful beings. We are powerful beings, and we have powerful. We have power. Utilize that power for the good. All right, guys, have yourself a wonderful day. I know this was a long one, a lot to say. Welcome to the new subscribers. If you have ordered a reading with me, you will get your reading. We have actually caught up to scheduling people. Thank you, Michael. What a love he has been, and what an invaluable partner he's been for me through this tsunami of readings, which I love to do. So if you haven't had a reading with me and you're curious, if you're reading curious, as they say, reach out, go to my website, The Seeds of Transformation. I'm scheduling into April, so it will take, if you request a reading now, I probably won't be able to get to it to April. But April's going to be a zing zang bing bang kind of month. And you might want to talk to me at that point. All right, guys, take care. Much love. Namaste.